Happy 2023! We're finally, after a long hiatus, back at Busch Gardens. It's time for the 2023 Mardi Gras event, which runs from now until February 26th. We're going to take a look at the food offerings, the entertainment. We'll see if any of the food is any good, and we'll also find out if Busch Gardens' limited Mardi Gras playlist will drive us insane by the end. Let's come along and see what happens. Not really Mardi Gras related, but worth noting for the 2023 season, the Felt and Feather has changed their stock. They are selling Pokemon themed items. They have, I'm assuming this will change when it warms up, but they have scarves and hoodies. And the wall that used to hold a bunch of pins no longer holds pins. It holds blades of various types. If you come into the Emporium through the entrance farthest from the park entrance, there is a small selection of Mardi Gras themed merchandise. A t-shirt, "Where have you been, yay, all my life?" And a matching mug with the same logo. There's a bowl of beads. A glass that says, "I found the baby," referring to the Mardi Gras king cake. Beads and bling, it's a Mardi Gras thing, a tumbler. Some other beads and necklaces that you can wear. And, oh, a bottle opener with a fleur-de-lis on it. And then little shot, is this a shot glass necklace? With the beads, yeah, beads and a shot glass. It's a good combination. Everything Mardi Gras related all in one item. Inside the Globe Theater, where we unfortunately are not able to film, they're doing Carnaval Imaginique, which is a Cirque du Soleil type performance with a Mardi Gras theme. They're doing 3 shows today at 1, 3, and 5. And even though I can't film the show itself, I can show you on this poster. You get an idea of what is inside of here. The clock tower is looking nice and festive as always. They always do a good job of decorating this for each holiday that they celebrate here. Another quick change worth noting, the confectionery has paper over their windows and a sign right now that says, "Please pardon our dust." They're refreshing their look, giving more coffee options, and they're telling you where you can go to find Starbucks coffee. So for now, the store's closed. The bridge between Italy and Oktoberfest is currently closed. I'm not sure at the moment what they're doing. Here's a good close look at the map for the year, or at least for the Mardi Gras celebration. It's even got the Mardi Gras logo on the bottom left corner. So if you want a freeze frame, take a look at anything in particular, here's a shot of the map for you. Here's the bridge into Ireland, with decorated to look like Mardi Gras more so than Ireland at this point. Even at the end of the bridge, they have a giant Happy Killarney Gras sign. So it's a nice Irish twist on the typical Happy Mardi Gras greeting. The walkway through Ireland is looking very festive right now. They have the poles colored in Mardi Gras colors of purple, gold, and green. Grogan's Pub has Mardi Gras flags flying, as does Castle O'Sullivan in the distance with beads hanging down. Turn around after crossing the bridge into Ireland, you'll see that the castle gate that you pass through has giant beads hanging off of it as well. Here out in front of Grogan's Grill, they have Clancy's Cajun Creations, the first of our food stops along the way. They have fried oyster po' boys, shrimp etouffee, chicken and andouille gumbo, red beans and rice, fried okra, Cajun hush puppies, and some drinks. And as you can see at the bottom, they have a sampler where you can get 5 items for $35 or 10 for $60, which theoretically will save you up to $20, but 20%. But based on the prices, I really don't think you'll save very much at all, because most things are pretty cheap as it is. This is one of the few places that actually offer savory Mardi Gras dishes. Most of the areas around here have mainly alcohol and desserts, so this would be your good place to stop if you want some savory foods. So we got the 5-item Mardi Gras sampler. When you get the sampler, they give you this little card and they punch it at the bottom. You can see the 5 items that they'll punch. it has a hole at the top for a lanyard, but it doesn't look like they're giving you a lanyard this year, so you might want to bring your own if you care. Otherwise, you know, just keep it in your pocket. On the back, they have all the restrictions and whatnot showing what you can use it on, what you can't use it on, and you have to use all 5 items by the end of Mardi Gras, which means you can bring it back for another visit if you have a season pass or a multi-day ticket and you don't use everything in one day. With our sampler cart, our first dish that we're trying is from Clancy's Cajun Creation, since we're right here anyway. We got the fried okra, which comes with a spicy sauce. It doesn't actually say on the description what the sauce is, but it's kind of like an aioli, has a little bit of spice to it. So let's give them a try. The okra was pretty good. It was pretty standard okra. It's kind of hard to mess up fried okra, but they did a pretty good job. The sauce itself is not as spicy at first as you would think it would be, but it has kind of the back of the throat hit, so it was actually really good and complemented the okra really well. Jen's trying the oyster po' boy from Clancy's Cajun Creations. As you can see, the lighting isn't quite as good. We came back later in the day to try it out, but Jen's going to give it a shot. So the oyster po' boy is sort of a your mileage may vary sort of situation. Jen came kind of late at night, so she said that the oyster had been sitting there. It tasted like for a little while, so it didn't taste as good as it could. She enjoyed the slaw, so that's a plus. As you can see, she's not much of a tomato eater, so there's still tomatoes here, but for the most part it was okay, despite the fact that the oysters didn't taste as good as they could have. Grogan's also has a selection of Mardi Gras themed dishes. They have one savory item, the Cajun meatballs. The rest, as you would expect from a pub, is various types of alcohol. They have the French 75, a classic Mardi Gras hurricane, a king cake shot, and then your typical draft beer and wine and fountain drinks. Here's a look at the hurricane inside of Grogan's. It's the frozen slushy type instead of just being iced. And this version of the hurricane, in case you think that the cup looks rather large, it is. It's not the sampler size. We didn't use our sampler for this one. So this is a full-size hurricane that you can get at Grogan's. For 2023, they put up a nice big Mardi Gras 2023 display picture over in the Wolf Haven area, right across from where you can see the Wolf Haven exhibit. Little Mardi Gras touch, the cart across from the Lorikeet Glen. It has flowers sitting on it with fleur-de-lis in them. Crossing the train tracks into the France area, you're greeted with a lot of Mardi Gras decorations. This Jack-in-the-Box jester-looking figure greets you out in front of the wine building with other Mardi Gras pennants up on the side of the building. And across the way, by the wine bar, they have a Mardi Gras colored fleur-de-lis on the side of the building, and all the lights at the wine bar have been changed to be Mardi Gras colored, yellow, purple, and green. They made sure to cover all the buildings in France in all kinds of Mardi Gras decorations. Fleur-de-lis on top of these buildings. Little purple, gold, and green banners hanging down off of every window. The other side of the walkway that we walk through also has purple, gold, and green hanging down. Some shiny fleur-de-lis. And this Mardi Gras fleur-de-lis circle decoration that they have hanging up here is beneath these, there's above these tables, which these tables are VIP seating for the Mardi Gras street party. So you gather here and get special seating, even though it's technically a standing room only area for the Mardi Gras street party. Cafe Lulu Beignets near Griffin, not surprisingly, serves beignets with your choice of caramel, chocolate, or raspberry drizzle. And you can also get the passion fruit version of the Hurricane, and your draft beer, wine, and standard bottled drinks. Interesting to note that in addition to the beignet price being changed to $7.50, the 5 tasting sampler card here is $40. If you remember at the beginning of the video, the 5 tasting card was $35. To look at the beignets, this is sample size with 3 beignets. It's good if you have a party of 1 or 3, but not so much for 2, so I guess we'll make do. This one, we got the caramel on top of it. You can also get chocolate or raspberry. So if you've seen our other videos, you know that we usually like to show the aftermath of the food that we've had before we make comments about it. For some reason, in my haste, I threw this one away, the beignet container, so you're stuck looking at me, unfortunately. But the beignets were great. They were light and fluffy like beignets should be. The caramel sauce was hot, so it kept the beignets hot. And we just devoured them really fast, and we really enjoyed them. They're a good value for what you get for the 3 beignets. They're a good size. So yeah, if you enjoy beignets at all, try these. These are really good. Near Caribou Pottery in New France is the Creole Grill. Here they have the crawfish boil, blackened chicken, Mardi Gras corn. They have a Fat Tuesday rum runner cocktail and your standard draft beers. That's the building that's near Trappers right here, the small smokehouse. So from here, their menu actually looks so good that we decided to get 2 different things. We got the Mardi Gras corn, which appears to have a little bit of maybe meat in there. We're going to try it out and see what exactly is in here. It didn't list any meat on the menu, so we're not sure. The other thing we got is the blackened chicken, which is a plate of blackened chicken. So both the chicken and the corn had Cajun spices on them, which isn't surprising. They also had peppers and scallions, and the corn itself had some onions in it. We determined that the meat, we're pretty sure it was crumbled bacon. We thought that both of them were really great. I personally prefer my food very spicy, and this actually met my spice level. It had a nice kick to it. So if you're someone who doesn't particularly care for spice, it might be a little too much for you. Jen thought the same about the corn. It had a surprising kick to it. So yeah, both of these, they've made sure to make them spicy like a New Orleans dish should be. On the bridge going above Le Scout and Alpengeist, they've changed out all the lights so that now there are Mardi Gras colored. There's a better view of the lights at nighttime on the bridge. So we walked into the Germany area, the Rheinfeld area, I suppose, where during St. Patrick's Day they had a big pot of gold here. We had high hopes for this area, and all they put in was a flower pot with 1 fleur-de-lis and a little gold ball on it. So yeah, they're going simple this year. They're going minimalist. The funnel cake shop has become King of Cakes in honor of the King Cake of Mardi Gras. They serve the Mardi Gras mini funnel cake, beignets, and a banana Foster cheesecake, which is pictured here. That looks really good. They also have the standard fountain drinks and bottled water. Out near the festive clock tower, they have the Samba Jamboree at various times today. 2:30, 4:30, 5:45. And they've temporarily moved to Oktoberfest games. Temporarily or permanently, I'm not sure which, but we'll see them at Oktoberfest games. Well, we tried to hurry over here, but we didn't make it in time. The drummers are over here for the Jamboree. In the event of rain, they play under this awning right here, right across from the arcade. So if you come here on an inclement weather day, you're wondering where the Jamboree is, the Samba Jamboree, they'll be right over here. The walkway into Oktoberfest is especially festive right now with the gold and green and purple lights and a gold and green and purple tinsel around the archway that you pass under when you come into the area. And And in the distance, if you can make it out, they've turned Darkoaster Spirits, or Barcastle Spirits, into the Bayou Bar for this time. A better look at the Bayou Bar sign. Here's what's available at the Bayou Bar. They have a crawfish dip, Cajun snack mix, special cocktails like King Cake Daiquiri, King's Cup Margarita, Fat Tuesday Spiked Lemonade, and a Big Easy Mojito, along with the typical things you can find at the other locations around the park. There are flags hanging from all the buildings in the Oktoberfest area, and the fest house itself is especially well decorated. There is supposed to be a DJ playing music up at the top there under that green tent, but it doesn't look like they're there right now. Maybe because of the weather and because the crowd is light, I'm not sure, but hopefully they'll be back at later dates of the Mardi Gras celebration. However, inside the fest house is the New Orleans Jazz Band. The show times vary depending on the day of the week, but there are multiple showings each day, and we'll check out the next one once we get inside of there.
Because we're about to do the Charleston. Yes, this fun and happening dance is one of my favorites. So, hit it, band!
bar to the right, as soon as you walk into the fest house, also has some Mardi Gras themed items. They changed their name to Big Easy Spirits, and they offer a king cake cinnamon roll, which sounds delicious, occasional Bloody Mary, a magic mimosa, and their draft beers and bottled waters. They don't have fountain sodas here, but you can get fountain sodas farther back in the fest house. So we decided to use our last sample item on the king cake cinnamon roll after all. It's got the cinnamon icing on top of it, and it also has some, I guess, colored sugar, it looks like, on top, and the Mardi Gras colors gold, green, and purple. So we'll give this one a try. So here's the finished product of our cinnamon roll. I have to say, if I wasn't a member of the Clean Plate Club, I don't think I would have finished this one. It wasn't really that great. As you can see from what Jen just did, I tried to initially cut into the cinnamon roll with the fork, and the fork shattered. That's how hard the cinnamon roll is. So I know you say, well, yeah, you have a knife here, so why didn't you just use the knife to cut into it? Well, I've cut into pretty much every other cinnamon roll I've ever had with a fork, a plastic fork, and I've never had any kind of issues with it exploding in my hand. So that shows you how much harder the cinnamon roll was than most. The cinnamon roll itself tasted kind of old. It did have a good cinnamon flavor to it, but the actual breading was not great. The icing was the highlight of it. It was good, but it didn't need the crystallized sugar that was on top of it. It was sweet enough as it is, and that crystallized sugar just made it all that much sweeter. So I personally wouldn't recommend this. Maybe if you have a kid who wants something sweet, they might enjoy it, but otherwise I would stay away from the cinnamon roll. I was hoping there would be some updates regarding Darkoaster, and this is what we get. We have this wooden structure that's in progress. I've heard somebody say that this is where you're going to come to pick up your ride photos after the ride. I don't know whether or not that's true, but it makes a lot of sense considering when I first saw it I thought it might be like an extended queue sort of deal, but it doesn't make any sense because there's so much inside that they could do for a queue. So it probably has nothing to do with the queue. This probably is where you pick up the pictures. But they also have their big launching 2023 billboard out here. They don't have any details yet about the exact date when it's going to be launching. I'm looking forward to finding out and coming here to be here for that day. Another new thing, there are ladders where I assume the queue will be when this ride opens. It's hard to see, but yeah, there's two of them up there. Too bad nobody's working right now, so we can't see what exactly they're working on, but yeah, at least we know they're in process. One thing that we nearly would have missed if it hadn't started getting a little bit darker out, the Kinder Carousel's lights have also been changed to reflect the colors of Mardi Gras. You got the purple, the gold, and the green on that as well. With our membership, we were able to get some free items from the Mardi Gras menu. We decided to use one on the Bananas Foster's cheesecake. So here's a look at the cheesecake. A couple of really large slices of banana, some nuts, some caramel. Looks like it'd be very good. We really enjoyed the cheesecake. The cheesecake itself was pretty standard, but the toppings were what really set it apart. The bananas were nice big slices. The nuts were candied and they added a lot of flavor to that cheesecake. And also the topping, the caramel-ish, it wasn't really like super thick caramel, but it was rummy, and the rum really came through. So if you enjoy a good boozy dessert, this is a nice one to have. Fleur-de-lis projections fill the clock building at night. It's hard to see because it's not exactly really dark enough yet, but the park closes so early that it probably won't be dark enough to get a good view of them. Thankfully, we went back toward France at nighttime, otherwise we wouldn't have even noticed what they have. Projections on the Griffin, well, a projection on the Griffin gift shop. That's a nice touch, very subtle if you aren't ever here late. Here's a look at all the buildings in France lit up in the Mardi Gras lights. Keep in mind this photo opportunity here near the Clydesdales, they have the same one up at the front of the park, and the line is much longer at the front of the park. So that's your opportunity to use that one instead of the one with the long line at the front of the park. There are a couple of member giveaways available right now. The first one is this set of beads that actually says Busch Gardens Mardi Gras at the bottom on a, I don't know what you'd call that. They have a little plastic circle at the bottom. There are 3 colors available. There's purple, gold, and green. As of when we picked this up today, they were out of purple. We got the last one of the last purples, but they will probably restock by next weekend. So that's the first giveaway. They also gave away these ice cubes that are pretty cool. They don't seem to actually have a Darkoaster logo on the cubes themselves, but oh, they do have a logo on the cubes themselves. You can throw these in the freezer, get them nice and cold, and then throw them in your drink. And it comes with a piece of cardboard in the package that it has the Darkoaster logo and some information about the Darkoaster and how to, I believe it's how to use the cubes in case you don't know how to put cubes in a drink. So that'll do it for Busch Gardens Mardi Gras 2023. You may have noticed that we did not visit Italy in this video. Since the bridge between Italy and Oktoberfest was closed, we decided not to go that way since the map didn't show that there was any kind of entertainment theme to Mardi Gras over there or any kind of place to eat over there that was specific to Mardi Gras. So we didn't want to walk all the way back around the park only to discover that there was nothing there that was relevant to this video. So we just left Italy out. We're going to make an assumption that there's nothing over there. If you want to go over yourself and check it out, feel free. Leave a comment. If there is something over there that we missed, we'll be happy to come back and film it again at a later date. Much to our relief, it seems like they did expand the song selection of Mardi Gras songs this year, so that was good to hear, but it still did get a little bit redundant near the end. Just not as redundant as last year with their selection of maybe about 5 songs that they played over and over again throughout the day. So I'm glad they at least decided to increase their repertoire of songs. Also, if you enjoyed the video, we'd appreciate it if you would give it a like and also subscribe to our channel. Every like and subscription is a big help. Also, be sure to check out our Instagram page. The link should be appearing down in the corner right now. And thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, but the fun's not over yet. Click the box in front of my face for another fun video, or click my tree to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss another video.